What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. I just wanted to do a quick video on the quarterback situation, especially with the NFL draft right around the corner. The Raiders earlier in the offseason were linked to a potential move to trading up for star quarterback from LSU, Jayden Daniels. And although I would love the idea of us moving up for a guy like Jayden Daniels, and I'm sure a whole lot of you guys would as well, there's also a big chance and a big possibility that this situation may not be viable and it just may not be possible for us at the end of the day come draft night. So with that being said, there's other quarterbacks that we have to take into consideration. Currently, the landscape of the quarterback prospects for the 2024 draft indicates that Caleb Williams will go number 1, Drake May, Jayden Daniels will both be gone in the top 3, and another guy who's been getting a lot of praise and a lot of hype is Michigan's JJ McCarthy, and it seems like he very likely will go in the top 10. Even some reporters are speculating that he may go in the top 3. And if 4 of those quarterbacks are gone in the top 10, then this will very likely leave the Raiders in a situation where there may only be 1 or 2 quarterbacks that are attainable for them, with them drafting at 13. Now, one of these quarterbacks is Washington's Michael Penix Jr. And me personally, I definitely like the tape that Michael Penix Jr. has shown, and I totally would not mind us drafting him, but there's also could be a situation where he may not be available as well, especially with teams like Minnesota, with Denver selecting ahead of us, and very likely they may be in the market for a quarterback as well. There could be a situation where Michael Penix Jr. is off the board for the Raiders, and at that point, I just wanted to talk about Oregon quarterback Bo Nix and whether or not we should seriously consider selecting him if he's available at 13. Now, it is worth noting that Bo Nix has been tied to getting selected by the Denver Broncos, but at the end of the day, you just never know what exactly they're thinking and whether or not he will actually get selected by them. But in this scenario, I wanted to just talk about if Bo Nix is on the board and the rest of the quarterbacks are off the board, do the Raiders select him? Should we go ahead and draft the 5-year college prospect? Look, when it comes to Bo Nix, I'm going to be completely honest. Out of all these quarterbacks that I named, out of all the projected first-round quarterbacks, Bo Nix is my least favorite out of the bunch. And that's not necessarily saying he's a trash quarterback or anything like that, but I just feel like the rest of the quarterbacks give you a higher upside, and I just like what I've seen from them on tape compared to Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a guy who's been in college since 2019. He started off in Auburn in the SEC, and eventually he had to transfer away from Auburn, and he recently spoke about one of the main reasons why he ended up transferring to Oregon and why he left the SEC.
In a sense, the hostility and maybe the unhealthy pressure that is added to 18 to 22-year-olds by outside noise and fans. Like, it's almost like an unhealthy obsession in the South.
So as we can see here, he didn't really feel very comfortable at Auburn. He had to make the move to Oregon, and that's where his career flourished. Last year with Oregon, he was a Heisman Trophy candidate for the majority of the season, and he led the nation in completion percentage. But after you look at the tape, you can kind of understand why he did this. In Oregon, it was a very short, quick game type of offense. You didn't see him throw the ball deep very much. There weren't a lot of plays with deep passes, with deep pass concepts where the play has to develop, where he has to go through multiple reads. It was a lot of quick RPO stuff, quick slants, quick stuff underneath. And he really excelled in that role. And he showed he can be a very accurate quarterback. What I do like about him as well is that he is a mobile quarterback. He can use his legs to improvise and to get some yards when necessary. And ultimately, he can throw on the run. These are all good traits that you want to see from a modern day NFL quarterback. But really, my biggest concern with Bo Nix is he seems like he's a system quarterback. So if we can't replicate that same type of success and same type of systematic approach that he had with Oregon at the next level, then it could be hard for him to succeed. Now, I will say Bo Nix definitely has the arm strength to throw the ball deep, but he just didn't do it in college. So look, maybe he could completely surprise us and he could start being very effective throwing the ball deep in the NFL at the next level. But if I haven't seen it on tape, I'm not going to be confident in this moving forward. But with this being said, I mean, should the Raiders consider drafting Bo Nix? I mean, it's definitely a hard question because I think quarterback is a big need, and I do think like the drop off between these first round projected quarterbacks and these later round quarterbacks like a Spencer Rattler, a Jordan Travis, you know, all these quarterbacks, I think there is a drop off, but at the same time, Bo Nix is not my top candidate, and I really wouldn't feel super excited if we ended up drafting him. Now, obviously, it's important to understand, you know, it all depends on how the draft board falls as well. I mean, if you got great players at the offensive tackle position, if a Talisi Fuaga is there, if a JC Latham is there, you know, depending on who's there on the board, it'll definitely influence what we end up doing at that pick. And there's always the option to move down if it's possible, and I think that's the route they should go if they get in this situation, if they get in this scenario. Now ultimately, this is just my thoughts and opinions. We really don't know what GM Tom Telesco thinks of Bo Nix. What does Antonio Pierce think of him? I mean, if they really like him as a prospect, then, you know, scratch everything I said. You should select him at 13 and just don't look back from it. Ultimately, if you do end up drafting him at 13, I don't think it would be the end of the world. I don't think it would be a reach because, you know, I've seen a lot of people on social media and stuff say that if we drafted a Michael Penix or a Bo Nix at 13, that would be a reach. I mean, I don't really see that. They're both considered first round projected quarterbacks, and it's not always as easy as it looks to trade back. You got to find a trade partner, and ultimately, it's a huge risk to do that, to trade down if you think one of these quarterbacks could be successful for you moving forward. The quarterback spot is the most valuable position on the football field, and when you got a guy you like and you think he could maybe change a franchise, you have to pull the trigger. I mean, to me, it really just boils down to Bo Nix. I haven't seen enough on tape for me to be confident that he could be a franchise quarterback moving forward. Like I said, he seems like more of a systematic quarterback to me. He's a little bit up there in age. He was in college for 5 years. So that just kind of shows you he wasn't the most talented quarterback out there, and it took him a while to have success at the collegiate level. And you can only imagine how much more difficult it would be to get acclimated in the NFL. And lastly, I didn't really love the comments he stated about the pressure he felt in the SEC, because one thing is clear is if he gets drafted by the Raiders, if he gets drafted in the first round, I mean, there's going to be a lot of pressure. Whoever drafts him in the first round, they're going to have the expectation that he could be the franchise quarterback moving forward. And ultimately, if he wasn't able to handle that at the collegiate level, how will he handle that at the next levels? You know, something definitely to keep into consideration. But Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I definitely want to know from you guys in the comment section down below, do you guys think we should draft Bo Nix in the first round? Let me know. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.